this is a public service. So flying right under the American flag is a blue and red line flag. Very interesting. Just wondering if I could talk to somebody from code enforcement.
Code enforcement?
Yeah.
Sure. Is it about a specific address?
It's not, no.
Okay.
More general.
Okay, hold on just a moment.
Thank you.
He'll be right around, okay?
Thank you. I saw the police dog right there. What special skill does that dog have?
Well, he's not actually ours. We're just holding him until the owner can pick him up.
All right.
Yeah, we get a lot of dogs in here. It's great too. I love it. But yeah, he's just waiting for his owner to come.
Who would I direct a public records request for the police department through?
Right here. This is records department.
Could I make a public records request?
Sure.
Could I have a roster of all active officers and their corresponding either ID number or badge number, whichever one the department uses as the identifier.
Okay, roster of their OB numbers.
Yeah.
And what else?
Well, if there's an ID number and then a badge number, I only want the one that the department uses.
Okay, so we're like OB and then there's 3 numbers,
okay,
which is what their...
Yeah, so it would be that number
okay,
that I'm interested in.
Their OB number and what else?
All the call and signal codes for the department.
Call and signal codes. Okay, what else?
That's it.
Call signal codes and their OB numbers.
Yeah.
A roster, you talking about like all their names?
Yeah, all sworn officers for the city of Ormond Beach.
Okay, all right. I'll be right. Give me a chance, okay?
Well, yeah, I can give you an email if you're in the middle of something. I don't mean for you to do this right now if you've got other pressing issues.
Okay, what
It's letters of Phocion, LETTERS, OFPHOCION @gmail. Just so I don't mean to take you away from something. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
And what was your name? I'm sorry.
Susan.
Susan, thank you.
I'll work on this for you, okay?
I appreciate that.
All right.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I understand that you want to speak with code enforcement?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I just
How can I help you,
wondered,
sir?
I was talking to the ladies over at City Hall about non-permanent structures like storage, kind of like, I don't even know what you guys call them, they're like train cars, but they're not train cars, but they're storage, are they called storage containers? Like you see from, there's...
Personal storage container?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She mentioned that there's a whole bunch of rules, and she directed me towards the resource online, but she didn't know. It said that non-permanent structures could be on the property for 30 days or less. After 30 days, how long does it have to be off the property in order for a new 30 days to begin? If you're following what I'm saying.
I am.
So is there a hard fast rule for that that you guys follow?
Let me look that up for you.
All right.
And then, would you like that information electronically?
That's fine. I can leave an email address. She's at, I don't know where she went. So it's letters of Phocion, LETTERS.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry.
Letters, LETTERS. OF. And then Phocion, PHOCION.
Okay.
At gmail.com.
Okay. So, I'm clear. It's the time after initial removal, the time span before it can be placed back, or another one can be brought in.
Yeah, I mean, just because the rule seems kind of arbitrary, it has to be off for 30 days, so does it just have to be off for 1 day in order for that kind of to restart?
The pods containers, if I call pods and I have them deliver it, it's 30 days. But what you're asking is, let's say they remove it, and that container with my furniture that I'm moving to a new location is off-site,
Yeah.
what's the time span that I can
Yeah,
have to
so
wait
I mean,
before I bring
just
it
to hug
site?
the identical analogy. What if I had my book container come in the next day and I was loading all my books in that? You know what I mean? But it was technically a different pod. Do you follow what I'm saying?
I am.
It just, I guess I'm just trying to understand
Okay.
a little better what the rules are.
Sure.
You know, when it comes to enforcement in the city, is the enforcement equal across the board to all offenders?
It is, and I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but it starts off with information, and then if the issue's not resolved, then a notice of violation, and then if it's not resolved, then it would be a citation and schedule the matter before a magistrate.
Okay.
So that is across the board.
Okay, but so it's if you're not just picking on specific neighbors, though, you know what I mean? Like
No.
if there's 3 people on the same street committing the same offense, you're going. There's equal application of this code violation.
The
right?
information will be provided to all 3.
Okay. All right.
So, I just want to confirm your email
Yeah.
address.
Yeah.
Letters, the word, OFPHOCION@gmail.com.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
So, were you a police officer before you were code enforcement?
Actually, many years ago, yeah.
So, how long have you been code enforcement with Ormond Beach?
17 years.
Oh wow. Do you have a card?
I do, but not in my pocket.
So when you guys, and forgive my ignorance on this question, but when you guys come, are you guys officers also? Technically, I mean, do they call you officers? What are they?
Well, I guess you could say we're code officers, but we are not sworn officers.
All right. So when you start 17 years ago, when you started with the city of Ormond Beach, did you have to swear an oath to the Constitution?
No.
No.
Part of our HR regs would be in our policy, but to the help me understand what you're asking.
So I know that every single officer, a law enforcement officer before
Right.
They swore an oath to support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America.
Okay.
And I just wondered if the same thing was true of a code enforcement officer. I know that most state employees they sign an oath to not only the U.S. Constitution but the state Constitution as well. So I guess I was just wondering if that trickled all the way down to city employees also, and if where the allegiance lies with a government agent. Is it with the people or is it with the city? You know what I mean?
We are certainly public servants, absolutely.
Okay. So I mean, maybe if you're doing a records request, if you have a signed oath of office, I'd be interested in seeing it just to see what exactly you guys are signing an oath to, if at all.
Understood.
And if you have a card, I'll wait until
Okay.
you come back. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you speaking with me.
Just a clarification, when you were talking about the codes, the signals, are you talking about like the 10 codes and that type?
Mm-hmm.
Because we do, like all of our officers do plain talk on the radio now, where every once in a while somebody might throw out a signal or a 10 code, like 10-4, but
Yeah, whatever the department uses as their standard operating procedure. I'm not sure. You'll have to forgive my ignorance. I don't know what.
No, you're fine.
I don't know what plain talk is outside of plainly
like
talking.
sitting a wrecker, or I need a wrecker, or I need a tow,
Okay.
instead of like doing they pretty much talk layman's terms over the
Okay.
radio now. Because I just wanted to clarify with the captain on the codes, and because like he said, we all do, they all do, just the plain talk where they.
Okay. Yeah. Then sounds like you fulfilled the record. They don't have it, so I appreciate. Is the captain available?
I can see if he is.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
What's your name?
Foshin.
Did you get everything you needed from,
Yeah, no,
from Susan?
Yeah. She's
All right.
great. No, I
Take
really
care.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
He is. He doesn't want to be indifferent, that's for sure. He escaped. Stay. He escaped. I chased him all down the hallway.
There must have been some contraband back there. He had his nose on it.
Well, he's smart because when he escapes and then you call him and he'll come, and as soon as you reach for him, he turns around and runs.
Yeah, he's no dog. He's like we've got a little dog like that too, and he's my big dog. He's a very good listener, but our little dog, he's very obstinate.
What kind?
The big one's a Bernedoodle, and then the small one's a Labradoodle.
A Bernese and a
Yeah.
Bernese Mountain Dog.
Yeah.
And oh my god.
Yeah, he's big. He's the best dog we've ever had. He's so awesome.
Is he big?
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah, he's probably up to there. He's a puppy still, but he's probably 85 pounds. But oh my gosh, I've never, we've been dog people our whole lives.
Yeah.
And, it's hard to say you've never had a dog better, but I mean, in less than a year, he's already the best dog we've ever had. He's just so awesome.
He's less than a year and he's 86 pounds.
Yeah. He might be a little over a year now, but yeah, he's not done growing, and he's a big boy.
We got big paws.
Yeah, they're huge. Yeah.
I can imagine. Bernese Mountain Dogs are huge. They're beautiful though. They're all I love all dogs. I'm sorry. He's a little escape artist.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
The only reason I'm asking these questions is because I saw this when I was just standing here.
Sure.
Do you guys have a complaint form?
It's same box, it's two down.
I grabbed one of those two. So I just, it's that incident, and I didn't know if there was I already got one.
Oh, you got one?
I think it's good that you guys leave both these things out in the office. So many departments don't make things easy to get.
We're not perfect.
Yeah, well, this was perfect, so I appreciate that.
And we have a list of the OB numbers that you were looking for.
Yeah.
Our office manager retired again in January, and we one started earlier this week.
Is it her?
No,
Okay.
but
She's very good.
I'm trying to
She's
find.
from her.
I'm trying to find the file. It's an Excel sheet. It has, and I'm trying to find the file. I was going to
Yeah.
print it for you before you
And
left.
I'm patient.
And if you need it, I can find it. I'll get it printed up for you.
Yeah, she's got my email.
Okay, we can email it to you?
Yeah,
Perfect.
That'd be
Alright.
perfect
So,
for me.
it's just
How long
about-
have you been with Ormond Beach?
Almost 6 years.
6 years. Where'd you come from?
New Smyrna Beach.
New Smyrna. How long were you in New Smyrna?
21 and a half.
Okay, wow. So you were, I'm not sure who the chief was down there.
So then it was Pagano. Then we went through Kurt. He was
Who was the one that got into a little heat for his activities up along like the I-95 corridor, targeting? He was targeting people of color.
might have been the sheriff at the time, Bob Vocal.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was the actual sheriff, Volusia County Sheriff. That would have been before Chitwood's now was Ben Johnson, would have been Vogel before him.
Okay.
Then probably when we were talking late 90s.
Yeah, no, I just heard about it. It was probably a month or two ago. Another person was talking to me about it. I never even heard about it.
He was a retired trooper, and he called it interdiction.
Interdiction. Yeah. Jeez. Wow. Jeez. All right. So why the change? Did you move up here? Or
I actually moved here. I live here already.
Oh, okay.
When my wife and I
So I'm not wanting to go down this way?
when my wife and I got married, we decided we were going to move somewhere in between where we worked. And I lost.
Because she worked here and you moved down there?
She already lived and worked in Ormond. I actually lived in Deland and worked in New Smyrna. We bought a house in Ormond. I was like, that didn't really work. So when this job came open, I was eligible for retirement, so I applied, did some interview experience, and got the job 6 years ago.
So were you a captain down there?
I was a lieutenant down there. At the time, we didn't have captains. I was third in command down there. I came up here to become second in command. So.
Okay. So have you found Ormond Beach to be a rewarding department to work for?
That's a great department to work for. We have a great community out here. Our citizens are awesome. They support us 100%. 95%, you never get 100%. 95% or support you 100% of the time? Yeah, we get the full 5-finger wave, not the Daytona reverse 1-finger wave.
That's definitely positive.
We get the good ones. It's a great community.
I'd be remiss not to get it on tape. So, what do you think your biggest leadership struggle is?
Our leadership's good here.
Yeah.
We have great leadership here in Ormond Beach. Yeah.
If one of the people came up to you and asked you a question and you didn't know the answer to it, would you make a good faith effort to find out the answer to that question? The First Amendment of the Constitution, it secures 5 fundamental freedoms to we the people. Could you tell me what those 5 freedoms are?
Religion, speech, gather. You put me in this spot, I should know all 5 of them, but I know I'm missing 2.
Yeah.
Religion, speech, assembly.
Press and petition.
Okay.
But that's it's better than most. It's better than most. So, is that something that you guys? I talk to a lot of police officers, and this is the question that I ask every single one of them, because I think there's a divide between the people and the police. Ormond Beach might be a great community, but I think there is a divide between the people and the police, and I would like to see that gap close. But I think the answer to that question is a huge part of that, because and I hate to monologue, but you guys, your first and foremost duty is to secure rights, right? It's
Correct.
To secure the rights of the people. And if we don't know what rights we're out there to secure, and I'm not saying that you didn't, but if we don't know what rights we're out there to secure, it's pretty chilling. It has a chilling effect on the Constitution. So, does Ormond Beach, is there some sense of importance put on the people's rights? I mean, if I took a sampling of your officers, how many do you think would know the First Amendment?
I think they know the first 3 that I know.
Okay.
I don't know how many would know the last 2.
Do you think that's a problem?
I think to be able to say it is one thing. I think they understand it, and then when we work within the First Amendment,
That's
we
valid.
we train. We have training on the First Amendment to make sure that we understand it and that we don't violate people's rights when they come out and protest, solicit, and anything else.
Does Ormond Beach have a problem with panhandling? I know that Daytona
not a
and
huge
DeLand does. So do you guys just kind of let that happen?
We make sure they're safe.
Yeah, okay. So there's no officers out on the streets giving tickets for panhandling.
No.
That's good.
To make sure they're safe.
Yeah,
If they're standing in the roadway and they're not safe, we're gonna put them in a safe spot or have to move to a safe spot.
Yeah, but I mean, and there's a ticket probably in and of itself for blocking traffic or for something like that if they're doing something foolish.
There's one statutory, yeah.
Okay.
But
All right. So I mean, I don't know how much of this is available to the public, but would you be willing to share some of the First Amendment training that you guys do? She's got my email address. I mean, could you attach it to that email address? Sure. Just to get a sense of what you guys are, what you're training down
We can
here? I appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming out and talking with me. And I love that you guys keep those out in the lobby, because this is only the second department I've come to, and I've gone to a lot of departments. So that's important, because it's intimidating. You know, it shouldn't be intimidating to come up and speak to an officer, but you know it is, and especially for somebody that is coming to complain about an officer, to have it out here and not have to actually talk to an officer, it makes a better picture for the department. So I appreciate that.
No problem.
All right. Have a good day. Thanks. We're out here today to ensure our constitutional rights are respected by those that swore an oath to support, protect, and defend the rights of the people. The purpose of all interactions is to peacefully promote government accountability and transparency. This is a public service.